Welcome to BattleBots at Home, the New Blood Special. This is a brand new mini tournament containing only brand new robots, and all of these newbie bots are complete rookies, and this is their time to shine. They will battle it out in a 24 bot tournament until only one bot is left, and this bot will prove itself to be the best among the new bots here. Here's how the tournament will work. We will have 12 one-on-one fights between our 24 initial robots. After that, the 12 winners will automatically move on to the round of 16, while the 12 losers will have to fight amongst themselves in some wildcard rumbles in order to get one of the 4 wildcard spots in the round of 16 and get a second chance. Our first fight of the tournament features the fast and yellow machine of Hypershock going up against the double trouble duo of Venom and Chisel. Hypershock has a very deadly weapon and powerful drive system that they'll be hoping to use to bully the competition. Meanwhile, Venom and Chisel, what they lack in weaponry, they make up for it in numbers. There's 2 of them. They have great pushing power as well. And if they get behind you or to the sides of you, it could be all over. Which one of these bots will move on to the round of 16? Let's find out. Let's head down to the box. 3, 2, 1. Let the bot battle begin. Hypershock immediately box brushes one of the twins. Venom, not really sure what to do. Chisel getting hammered and thrown directly out of the arena. One bot down, one more to go, and it looks like they've succeeded as now Venom, the other bot, is stuck on the screws, and Hypershock seems to have won this fight already. Hypershock, the countdown has begun, and Hypershock so fast, so furious, so deadly, and they move on to the next round in devastating fashion. I guess sometimes 2 heads aren't better than 1. Hypershock getting it done. Anyways, so Hypershock just so fast, immediately box rushes the smaller bots. They didn't know what hit him. I guess they did know what hit him, and that was Hypershock. Hypershock made a mistake, drove into the wall, but they didn't care as they just tossed Chisel right out of the arena in one hit. Just incredible power, and they did the exact same thing to the other bot, getting it stuck on the screws, and that was that. Hypershock, a real beast. Up next, we have the BattleBots at Home debut of possibly the most famous robot in fan-made robot fighting history. It's the Revolutionist. The Revolutionist is most famous for its sheer dominance within MLU4's Robot Wars, where it took the title of champion 3 different times with that deadly and powerful disc. Their opponent is the Crusher of Optical Illusion. This bot has a powerful overhead weapon. It's meant to grab and pierce through its opponents. Let's see if they'll be able to do that against this legendary robot. Let's head down to the box. 3, 2, 1. Let the bot battle begin. Optical Illusion going head to head with the disc of the Revolutionist. That massive disc, very dangerous. Spinning up. It takes a second to spin up. But Optical Illusion. Oh! Optical Illusion living up to its name because the bot is no longer real, just split in half. And the fight's already over. The Revolutionist has caused massive destruction once again. The countdown has begun, but it's not necessary. Optical Illusion is down for the count, and the Revolutionist is showing why it is so feared. Look out for this bot going forward. Well, Optical Illusion tried their best, but unfortunately their best wasn't good enough. Took a few hits from Revolutionists to begin the fight. Nothing too bad so far. They tried to get a grab in. They missed, unfortunately. And then here, right here, this is the hit. Just blows them to pieces. It's over. It's all over then and there. Optical Illusion no longer existing in this plane of reality. They are done. Team Robotic Death Company has decided to bring not 1, but 2 different robots to the competition, and we're about to meet one of them. Say hello to the deadly vertical spinner known as Cobalt. Cobalt is very low to the ground and is armored like a tank, and most importantly, that disc is serrated like a saw and can easily cut through anything that gets in its way. Up next, we have Triple Threat, a multi-bot comprised of 1 large lifter bot and 2 smaller mini-bots. Their idea is to swarm the opponent and just control the match that way. Let's see if they'll be able to do that against a deadly spinner such as Cobalt. Let's see which one of these 2 bots will move on to the round of 16. 3, 2, 1. Let the bot battle begin. It's 3-on-1, but the one has a very deadly spinner. Cobalt immediately throws one of the mini bots into the air. Remember, the main bot is most of the weight, so if they take them down, they already win the fight. Two mini bots don't weigh as much, so they're the least priority. There goes the lifting arm of the main bot. The main bot getting thrown around. Triple threat is upside down. Without that lifter, it can't self-right. Cobalt taking its eyes off the prize and going after the little cute mini bots, which is not necessary, but also very funny. Oh, huge hit there. Going, oh, they're out of the arena. And just like that, the fight is over. The main bot is out of the arena, so they've already won. I don't know why the fight hasn't ended. They're just assaulting these two tiny defenseless bots. It doesn't matter. The buzzer has sound. Cobalt wins in brutal fashion. Well, despite their name, Triple Threat was no threat to Cobalt. Cobalt didn't care how many bots they were. They destroyed every single one of them. First, they took out the main bot, got him upside down, ripped off the lifter, couldn't self-ride, before eventually throwing him out of the arena. And they also tossed the two mini bots all over the place. Cobalt, that spinner is so deadly, but also they're so low to the ground, they get underneath everything. Like I said before, threw him out of the arena, and then thought, hey, might as well go after the other two. Just absolute brutality from Cobalt. They are one to watch. Next up, we have a battle of horizontal versus vertical. As the horizontal spinner, a Banana King uses its potassium-powered bananas to take on the deadly skeleton vertical spinner known as Incredible. Let's head down to the box. 3, 2, 1. Let the bot battle begin. Never thought I'd see a skeleton take on a banana, but here we are. Immediately Incredible gets an incredible hit off Banana King. Banana King retaliates with a hit of their own. Banana King, that massive spinner and the banana on top, very dangerous as they tip over Incredible. Luckily Incredible has enough torque to self-right, so it's not too big of a problem. Incredible pushing them into the pulverizer, but they're falling over themselves because of how top heavy they are. And the Skeleton Man has fallen down. I repeat, a Skeleton Man has fallen down in the battle box. This is bad. Speaking of falling over, Incredible clearly has some stability issues. Banana King, a lot more stable. Just throws the Skeleton Man. Oh, another huge hit by Incredible. Incredible just trying to do as much damage as they can to this yellow machine. Banana King hasn't taken too much damage so far. Oh, I spoke too soon. I think a piece of Banana King has come off. I'm not really sure what. Oh, and the banana has come off. I don't know how, but they ripped off the entire banana, and that's major damage. So Incredible has lost their Incredible Skeleton, and Banana King has lost their banana, so major damage done right away in this incredible fight between two big spinners. Banana King is cornered into the corner, and Incredible looking. Oh, there goes Incredible's weapon. Their entire weapon is gone. They are weaponless. Banana King, huge start there. They are way ahead here, but they're getting hit by the pulverizer. And Incredible doesn't have a lot else to do except act as a wedge. I don't know how they can win this fight now. Oh, maybe by doing that, Banana King put onto the screws, and it looks like the screws are jammed. The Banana King is jammed up in the screws, and I don't even get out of there. We're starting a countdown, and I thought it was all over for Incredible, but they've come back. And in this incredibly absurd and insane fight, Incredible comes out on top. I have never seen a fight like this, and I don't think we'll ever see this again. This was definitely one of the fights of all time. Look at that banana. Banana King, a lot more threatening than you initially thought. They kept getting Incredible destabilized, so many weapon-to-weapon hits, and Incredible came off worse for wear. Yes, they took off the banana, that was Incredible, but Incredible's weapon just fell off. They were nothing but a wedge, and I thought it was all over there, but they kept their cool. They got Banana King stuck into screws, and sometimes that's all it takes. Incredible, the winner in this incredible fight. Next up, we have Radiation, a bot from the same team as Caution. Like Caution, Radiation is a Swiss Army bot, meaning they have multiple configurations. For this fight in particular, they'll be using their overhead hammer to do as much damage to the top of their opponent as possible. Speaking of, their opponent is something different. It's FBF, which stands for Full Body Flipper. As the name implies, the entire body of the robot acts as a flipper. We've never seen anything like it before, but let's see if we can do something against the hammer of Radiation. Let's head down to the box. 3, 2, 1. Let the bot battle begin. The two bots meet head to head. Radiation trying to bring down that hammer. FBF gets to the sides. Ooh, huge flip there. Radiation on their side. They need to self-right right now, but I don't think they can. That hammer might be damaged. FBF, oh, huge flip there once again. FBF really showing what it can do. Radiation just a fish out of water here, and now they're out of the arena, and just like that, FBF has won this fight. It's too bad that hammer on Radiation didn't work, because FBF certainly worked. Its entire body acted as a flipper. That's why they call it FBF, the full body flipper. This experimental weapon has shown that it is a threat. Radiation never got a chance to do anything, just thrown into the sky. FBF just playing with them. They were never a threat, and just threw them out of the arena like nothing. See ya. Thanks for playing. You're out of here. In our next fight, we have Brick, a grappling robot. They'll be taking on a very unique robot in Mindbender. Mindbender is a melty brain, which means that the entire body spins, and it uses the heavy weights on its arms to cause damage as it spins around. This will be an interesting fight. Let's see how it goes. 3, 2, 1. Let the bot battle begin. The two bots meet head-to-head. Immediate large hit from Mindbender. Oh, Mindbender froze Brick into the wall, and they've already lost a wheel. Brick not doing so good, as Mindbender, that massive weight on the side of their arms, very heavy hitting, and they rip off the grabbing arm. Brick really struggling right now. They're in a lot of pain. They're stuck in that corner, and they can't get away. Mindbender, oh, there goes the other wheel. And I think it's safe to say that this fight is pretty much over, unless Brick can levitate or something. They're down for the count. Oh, especially after that, another brutal shot from Mindbender. Mindbender wins this fight and shows just what it is capable of. Brick just shattered into bits. Mindbender really showing what they're capable of. Mindbender, the entire point of the bot is that all of the weight of the bot is in the weapon because the entire body spins and they use it to their advantage. So much mass just ripped off both of the wheels of Brick. They broke the grabbing arm, and Brick just never knew what hit him. They couldn't withstand such immense power. Mindbender, a real threat. Those heavy weights, really dangerous. Who knows what else they can do as they move further into the competition. Up next, we have BattleBot. That's right, BattleBot, the Batman-themed robot, will be taking on Walking Mess, a shuffler bot with a massive hammer. This fight is going to be unlike anything you've ever seen before. Let's head down to the box. 3, 2, 1. Let the bot battle begin. Both these bots are very different. Walking Mess has a giant hammer. BattleBot has a really good scoop lifter flipper thing. And that hammer comes down with a lot of force. You gotta be careful. BattleBot getting underneath Walking Mess. Walking Mess puts into the screws. You gotta be careful of that. That hammer really powerful. Oh, but the hammer is stuck in the screws, and it could be over then and there, or maybe not, as BattleBot frees them just to flip them. Amazing sportsmanship. Hopefully that won't bite them back later on. BattleBot getting underneath. Oh, and that's it. They're out of the arena. It's over. Really good showing by BattleBot. Walking Mess tried to do some damage with the hammer. That hammer hits pretty hard, but BattleBot just didn't care. They knew exactly what to do. They got underneath them. They lifted them into the screws. They got stuck, and they almost won the fight then and there, but they decided to keep the fight going. They flipped them out of the screws, and then they just kept flipping them again and again. That hammer on Walking Mess just couldn't really do anything, and eventually they just got thrown right out of the arena by BattleBot. Earlier you saw the Revolutionist. Well, here's another famous MLU4 spinner bot. It's Disco Inferno. It has a massive disc that's capable of doing lots of damage. Their first opponent will be the control bot known as Paradox. This is sure to be interesting. Let's head down to the box. 3, 2, 1. Let the bot battle begin. Disco Inferno has that disc up to speed. Paradox over, they grab the side of the bot, avoiding that disc and putting him into a pulverizer. Great control by Paradox, but one good hit from Disco Inferno can be all it needs to end the fight. They just need to hit him. Oh, they won't. Oh, and I see in the background the wheels of Disco Inferno have fallen off. They're on their side. And even if they could self-right, it wouldn't matter because the wheels are gone. They're getting counted out. And this is a massive upset as Paradox is taking down a deadly vertical spinner. Just like that, the countdown has ended and Paradox wins this fight. I am so shocked by this outcome. Disco Inferno down for the count. Paradox knew they had to avoid that disc to win the fight, and that's exactly what they did. They purposely went for the side without the spinning disc on it, and then they grabbed them and pushed them into the pulverizer, getting good control. And Disco Inferno, they never got a single hit in, and they knew that if they hit him once, they could have won the fight, but they just never got that hit in thanks to the control of Paradox. They slammed him into the wall, the wheels broke off, they got put on their side, and that was it for the vertical spinner. Paradox moves through. Up next, straight out of a junkyard, we have the debut of Rusty, a deadly Hairbot. They'll be fighting the Claws of Claws. Which one of these two unique and weird bots will come out on top? Let's find out now. 3, 2, 1. Let the bot battle begin. We got Rusty versus Claws. Rusty with a swing and a miss. Another swing and a miss. Claws has those claws, as the name implies. They're kind of... I don't know what they're doing. They're attacking the screws for some reason. Rusty trying to get a good hit in. And both these bots aren't the best right now, but they're trying. Rusty and Claws stuck in the corner together. Claws gets behind Rusty. Rusty on the screws. Amazing attack by Claws. Rusty turns back around for some counter shots, getting some good hits in. Not sure exactly how much damage it's doing with that axe, but it's still scoring points, so that's good. Claws gets right underneath Rusty. Rusty drives right over them with those big tracks. They have a lot of traction because of those tracks. That's a big advantage Rusty has, but they don't have any ground game, but I guess neither does Claws, so it's fine, I guess. The two bots just trying to gain their bearings. Claws kind of just driving around. Rusty misses. Claws attacking the screws again. What did the screws ever do to you? I'm not really sure. They're not your opponent. Rusty is. Rusty, speaking of, coming back from behind, bringing down that axe once again. I've lost count of how many times they swung that axe, but it's really impressive. And Claws just, are they stuck in forward drive or something? I'm not really sure why they aren't trying to attack Rusty. Rusty now hits the wall for some reason. These two bots, I don't think they fully understand what's happening here. All but maybe Rusty does. They lose their side panel. You can see the tracks there, but it doesn't really matter. I think they damaged themselves more than Claws did. But now Rusty just getting some free shots in, doing their best. We're about halfway through this fight, and nothing too bad has happened. But I think Rusty is safely in the lead, because Claws just can't see the point forwards towards their opponent. Oh, never mind. I speak too soon. Rusty. Oh, Rusty's on the sidewall. Rusty. Oh my god, they're on the sidewall, almost out of the arena, and they get back in. That was incredible by Rusty. They almost got pushed out of the arena, but somehow they get back in, and they're back in this fight. Claws almost won then and there. Rusty pretty angry about almost getting thrown out of the arena, and they're retaliating with some good counter shots with that axe. Once again, the axe isn't doing too much damage, but it is impressive. They just attacking Claws again and again. Claws stuck in that corner, and it's just some more target practice by Rusty. Rusty, the little guy, showing that it deserves to be in BattleBots at Home Season 3, and that it is a threat to be dealt with. And they're showing that by just pummeling Claws. Claws having trouble driving. I think they're high-centered on their own bottom panel. This is bad. Claws could get counted out, but they're not for some reason. Rusty coming in for the kill once again. Claws is just defenseless. We're running out of time. I don't know if there's enough time for Claws to be counted out, so Rusty's just going to use that time to continue hitting Claws to ensure they win by judge decision. Claws not doing so hot right now. Rusty just more and more attacks from that vicious hammer. Rusty they aren't letting up right now. They back up and the fight's over. This will be going to the judges, but I think it's pretty clear who has won this fight. Like I said before, this will be our first judge decision of the night, but I think it's pretty clear who won. Claws did get some nice attacks in, but most of the time they just attacked the screws in the wall, or Rusty actually used their weapon to hit their opponent several times. Now things looked scary as Claws managed to get them on the sidewall, and Rusty almost fell out of the arena, but somehow, some way, that didn't happen. They came right back in, and Rusty just showed no mercy after that, just continuously attacking Claws. That axe, not the most powerful, but it gets the job done. We'll be going to the judges. And the winner, by unanimous decision, is Rusty! In our next fight, the flipper of Esper takes on the angled disc spinner of Hypnotizer. Let's not waste any more time, and let's get to the fight right now. 3, 2, 1. Let the bot battle begin. Hypnotizer, that angled spinning disc. Esper with the flipper and getting a good flip. Hypnotizer. Oh, Hypnotizer out of the arena and the fight's already over. That was so fast. Their flipper broke off in the process, but it doesn't matter. Hypnotizer's out of the arena and Esper moves on to the next round. Well, that was pretty fast. The slow-mo is going to be longer than the fight itself. Hypnotizer immediately flipped onto its face where it couldn't self-right. But that wasn't good enough. Esper just threw him right out of the arena. Their flipper broke off, so that may be something you need to worry about later. But for now, they're good. There's an amazing performance by Esper. Excited to see more of them as they go into the round of 16. Up next, we have Terrible Idea. Terrible Idea is from the same creators as Bad Idea, which is a vertical spinner. This is a horizontal spinner, and it's a very long one. They'll be faced off against the Lowest. The Lowest is a flipper, but it's unique in that it's a front hinge flipper. The weapon pushes out forward. These are both very different bots, but only one can come out on top. Let's see who it will be. 3, 2, 1. Let the bot battle begin. We got a big horizontal against a very low flipper. The Lowest, aptly named that, possibly the lowest spot in the competition. Already, I think a piece of Terrible Idea's blade has broken off. They're going to be unbalanced from this point onwards. You see more pieces coming off, but it's just bad news for Terrible Idea. The Lowest, just trying to get a knee, trying to use that flipper. Oh, they get a little miss. Oh, but they flipped him over. I don't know how I missed that. They're trying to get him out of the arena. Ooh, another good flip, very close to the wall. The Lowest just getting underneath very well. They got to get all the way underneath in order to use that flipper, unlike other flippers. But that front hitch flipper definitely has some power behind it. And even without it right now, they're just doing a good job of bullying Terrible Idea. Their weapon is broken. There isn't much they can do. Into the pulverizer. Oh, massive flip from the Lowest. And they flip him over again. But this time, I think they're done. That's right, the countdown has started. And things were a little shaky at first. But the Lowest has shown why a front hitch flipper should be feared. I think it's safe to say Terrible Idea lived up to its name. The weapon broke on the first contact. And from there on, then, the Lowest just had free reign to do whatever they wanted. The Lowest just very good at driving, very low to the ground, as the name implies. And Terrible Ideas never did anything. The Lowest, it took them a few tries to get the good flip they wanted, but eventually they got it. Just one massive flip throws both bots into the air. The Lowest lands upright, Terrible Idea doesn't, and the Lowest wins the fight. I hope you're hungry, because in our final qualifying fight, we have the amazing Burger Time. This thing has every weapon you can think of. It has a sword for slicing and dicing. It has a little projectile weapon just to shoot someone from far away. And of course, the big one, it has a burger for a weapon. This thing is amazing, and I love it. Their opponent, coming from the same team as Cobalt, is the full body spinner of Megabyte. This thing has 360 degrees of mass destruction. This will be an incredibly interesting fight. Who will get the final spot and who will have to go to the Redemption Rumbles? Let's find out. 3, 2, 1. Let the bot battle begin. A Megabyte spinning up the speed, and Burger Time immediately fires a projectile. I think they miss, but it doesn't matter because here comes the Burger, pushing them into the sidewall. Here comes the Pulverizer. And Burger Time actually doing really good. This is what you have to do against a full body spinner. Get them pinned and stop them from spinning up, or else that could happen. Good hit by Megabyte. Another good hit there. But Burger Time does not care. They are not scared of the full body spinner of Megabyte. Megabyte getting pushed to the corner once again. And look at that little sword right there on Burger Time. Burger Time, very interesting bot. We've never seen anything like it. And so far, it's actually doing a lot better than I think a lot of us would have thought initially. Under the Pulverizer, once again, double hammer, the Burger Hammer, and just Burger Time really showing what they can do right now. Megabyte, they just aren't getting a lot of space to spin out. They keep spinning, they keep getting underneath that Pulverizer, getting lifted up. Oh, they're on their side. They do have a self-righting mechanism. It's that self-righting pole, but they don't want that to happen too much. They get pushed over again. Once again, Megabyte can self-right, but this is looking pretty bad. Burger Time really showing what they're capable of. Oh, there goes the Burger Hammer. Burger Time has lost their burger. That's pretty bad. And this could give Megabyte a chance to fight back, but they're still upside down, getting hammered repeatedly again and again. Megabyte in a lot of trouble. Even without its weapons, Burger Time is a threat. But Megabyte, they could win this now that Burger Time doesn't have much on the way of offense. Megabyte they keep getting pushed into the corner and want to stay away from those walls as much as possible. They just can't do much right now. Megabyte just getting pushed to the walls once again. They spinning up, finally getting some space to move around. Pushed around once again. All but Burger Time is on top of them, but they don't have a weapon anymore. They do have the little sword thing, but that's about it. Megabyte throws him into the wall. Oh, another huge hit there. And there goes the sword. And of Burger Time's free weapons, they now have none. They're just a wedge bot, not even that. And this is where Megabyte can really shine. They're tearing pieces off of Burger Time left, right, and center. But Burger Time is not afraid. Megabyte pushed into the wall once again. Megabyte really needs to do more damage, even more than they already have, because Burger Time just will not die unless Megabyte does something about it. Megabyte pushed into the corner once again. Remember, this is for the last spot in the round of 16. Winner moves on automatically. Loser will have to fight in the Redemption Rumbles, so they want to avoid that if they can. Oh, another huge hit by Megabyte. Megabyte showing why they are still very dangerous. But there's only like 30 seconds left of the fight. This could go to the judges unless Megabyte does something right now. For Burger Time, despite all of this massive damage, they just simply will not die. Oh, another huge hit there. Megabyte just really throwing them across the place. There's a lot to go here. Push into the screws goes Megabyte. And it's just amazing how Burger Time, despite all of this damage, has kept going. Only a few seconds left. Megabyte needs to do something really quick in order to capitalize here. And just like that, the fight is over. And that was definitely the closest fight we've seen tonight. Who will move on automatically? Let's find out. You'll see it in the replay. So much happened here. Burger Time fired a projectile, didn't do anything. But the thing about this fight was Burger Time just never died, no matter what. Megabyte got some good hits in, but it kept getting pushed around all over the place. Burger Time lost its primary weapon, but that didn't matter. They kept slamming into Megabyte again and again. Megabyte definitely won on damage, but Burger Time's control and aggression may help them to win the fight as well. I wouldn't want to be a judge. We have a split decision. The winner is Megabyte. And with that, we've reached the end of the first round of the tournament. These are our 12 winners who will automatically move on to the round of 16. Now it's time to start the wildcard rumbles between the losers to see which 4 robots will get a second chance and which robots will go home. Our first rumble will involve Walking Mess, Hypnotizer, and Triple Threat. All 3 of these bots had a difficult first round matchup, but this time they got a second chance. Will they be able to move on to the round 16, or will they go home empty-handed? Let's find out. 3, 2, 1. Let the bot battle begin. Remember, if you win, you get a second chance in the round of 32. If you lose, you go home. Immediately Hypnotizer going to the side of Walking Mess. Meanwhile, Triple Threat using her numbers advantage to do something, I guess. Oh, there goes the lifter off of Triple Threat. They're now just a wedge bot. Hypnotizer spinning up the speed and just froze right. Oh, there goes the hammer of Walking Mess. But then here comes Triple Threat. When you're in a rumble, you never know what could happen. It's hard to keep up with everything. Hypnotizer getting that disc spun up the speed, has a lot of mass, getting right behind Walking Mess. Meanwhile, one of the mini-bots trying to do something to Walking Mess. No, I meant Hypnotizer. See, this is what I was talking about. It's so confusing when there's like 3 different robots in the arena at once. Walking Mess bringing down the hammer directly on the Hypnotizer. Hypnotizer not afraid of that weapon. Maybe they should be. Triple Threat, without their lifter, still trying to do something. Walking Mess hits them, and they break off their own hammer arm. They break off the tip of that hammer. And there isn't a lot else they can do. They can still, it's like a stick now. They can hit him with the stick, but there's not much else they can do here. They get shoved through the wall. The 2 little mini bots, Triple Threat, just trying to get behind, and it's a bot. There's a lot of bots in one area right now. Triple Threat pushes into Walking Mess. Hypnotizer comes in with another good hit right then and there. But Walking Mess isn't afraid right now. Triple Threat comes over here. Oh, and they get flipped over. And oh, there goes Hypnotizer, pushed right into the Pulverizer by Walking Mess. And now Hypnotizer is flipped over. And they're on top of Triple Threat. Both of those bots are on their sides. And neither of them can self-right. Meanwhile, both getting pounded by Pulverizer at the same time. But no, this is bad. Neither bot can self-right. Triple Threat and Hypnotizer are being pounded out. It looks like Walking Mess will be walking towards victory. And we're moving on to the round of 16. The winner is Walking Mess. You see the little bits and pieces all around the arena in this amazing rumble. Hypnotizer and Triple Threat are out of the competition, but Walking Mess moves on. So much happened in this fight. We had like 5 different robots. Triple Threat and its 2 other bots weren't that effective. The hammer of Walking Mess actually broke when it hit Triple Threat, but the hammer wasn't what killed them. Hypnotized, the Triple Threat pushed over, they couldn't do much, and Walking Mess wins this very crazy and very insane rumble. Up next, Brick, Banana King, and Disco Inferno will all be facing off for a spot in the round of 16. Who will get it? Let's find out. 3, 2, 1. Let the bot battle begin. We got 1 control bot and 2 very dangerous spinners. Immediately, Disco Inferno going after Banana King. Banana King retaliates with a shot to the back. Brick seeing what they can do right now as they get up and personal with that giant disc of Disco Inferno. Very dangerous. Banana King doing his own thing. 2 bots meet head to head, and Brick gets underneath Disco Inferno. Disco Inferno on the sidewall, and now they have them clamped right now. Disco Inferno getting out of there, gets behind Brick, really showing them what that disc can do. Banana King, oh, huge shot to Disco Inferno once again. Brick comes in, they have them clamped, and oh, I think we have a team up. They're clamping down Banana King, lining them up for a shot from Disco Inferno, and Banana King's upside down. Good teamwork from the 2 bots, but now it's time for them to fight each other. Disco Inferno just tearing Brick apart. There goes a wheel. Brick in a lot of pain. Oh, they're out of the arena and out of the competition. Banana King's upside down, which means Disco Inferno is the last bot. They win this incredibly destructive rumble. Look at all these pieces and broken robots. Disco Inferno really is a beast. What an incredible fight. So many big hits from everybody. Banana King got a few good shots there, especially on the back of Disco Inferno, and even won weapon-to-weapon exchanges. Brick doing a good job controlling the match on both robots. They got a good grab on Banana King, and they got him stuck and lined up for a perfect shot from Disco Inferno that flipped them over and killed them. But then there were only 2 bots left, and Disco Inferno wanted there to be only 1 bot left, and that was them. They took Brick apart piece by piece, and eventually they just threw him right out of the arena. So much deadly power in that giant disc. Just punted right out of the arena. Yeet, you're out of here. And just like that, Brick and Banana King are gone, but Disco Inferno has new life and will go on to the round of 16. Next up, we have Terrible Idea, Optical Illusion, and Burger Time all facing off against each other for another chance at greatness. Let's head down to the box right now. 3, 2, 1. Let the bot battle begin. We got a Crusher, a Horizontal Spinner, and a Burger. And Burger Time slams into Terrible Idea. Terrible Idea has flipped itself over, and it's pretty much done. It does not have a self-right mechanism, so they're out of the competition just like that in 1 hit. I guess that's it for them. Meanwhile, Burger Time turns his attention to Optical Illusion. Optical Illusion on its back. That's not good as it gets slammed to the wall. And it would seem that the wheels of Optical Illusion have just broken off. They are done. They're down for the count. And in less than 30 seconds, Burger Time has managed to KO not 1, but 2 robots in absolutely amazing fashion. Never underestimate the Burger. They move on. Well, that was a fun and very ridiculous fight. Burger Time showing what it can do. You see immediately, Terrible Idea, in 1 hit, they just flipped themselves over and they were dead at that point. The Burger broke off of Burger Time, but that didn't matter. Optical Illusion tried to get some good bites in, but then Burger Time got underneath them. They used that little lifting arm to flip them over. They slammed them to the wall. They broke off their wheels, and just like that, the fight was over. It is now time for our final Redemption Rumble. We have Venom and Chisel, the multi-bot. We have Claws, the robot with claws. And we have Radiation, who for this fight will be using their vertical disc configuration. Only one of these bots will get a final chance in the round of 16. The other 2 will go home. Who will it be? Let's find out. 3, 2, 1. Let the bot battle begin. Remember, this is the final Redemption Rumble. The winner will move on. The losers go home. Immediately, Radiation gets behind Claws. Claws loses a side panel. There comes one of the Venom twins. Oh, and Claws has been toppled over. And I don't think they can self-right. They're on top of one of the twins. Are they okay? I guess so. Venom gets away from that. Meanwhile, Claws upside down. I don't think they can self-right. And in the meantime, Radiation going after Chisel. Chisel, so tiny by comparison. However, that vertical disc of Radiation doesn't seem to be doing much damage. Venom and Chisel, oh, there goes a side piece of Radiation, so that's good damage. Oh, is Radiation stuck on the wall? We could get a count out soon if they don't get out of there soon. Radiation, there. Oh, okay. I think they've started moving. Okay, they're good. That was scary for Radiation. They almost got counted out. Venom and Chisel need to cooperate. The two bots can't seem to get in one way. Claws is kind of moving, but not really. They're definitely out of competition. They're out of the fight, so don't pay attention to them. Meanwhile, Radiation gets stuck on the wall once again. I don't know why this keeps happening. Venom and Chisel, the two twins. Oh, Radiation has been freed once again. They gotta stay away from those walls. They attack Claws for some reason. I don't know why. Claws is already out of the fight. Maybe just some free damage points if this goes to the judges, which it might, because I don't think any of these robots can hurt each other. Radiation attacking the screws, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what's going on right now. None of these robots are really doing much of anything. Radiation seems to have gotten stuck for the third time. This is kind of ridiculous. Chisel just tapping their opponent. Venom and Chisel with a little pincer attack. Claws still like a crab on its back, cannot self-right. And as mentioned before, they're pretty much out of it. And now Venom might be stuck on the wall. No, I mean Chisel. I forgot. These two bots, I don't know what's happening. Radiation keeping the front point towards them. Getting right behind Chisel. And this is definitely one of the fights of all time. The most entertaining, most exciting fight we've ever seen at BattleBots at Home. If we did highlight fights, this would be one of them. But we don't. We show you every single fight. And I'm kind of just filibustering here. Venom and Chisel, Radiation just attacking the screws once again. Claws is still upside down. And we have like 30 seconds left. And if this goes to the judges, I don't know who's going to win. Radiation does have one KO. They did KO Claws. But that's about it. Aside from that, all these robots are pretty much even. And Radiation gets stuck on the wall for what seems to be a fourth time. The fact they have not gotten counted out is kind of impressive. They always manage to get away just before a countout starts. And they're attacking the screws once again, and these robots just can't seem to touch each other. If there's some sort of bot virus going on in here, and as the clock ticks down, we think about what we have just spent. 3 minutes of our lives we'll never get back from this fight. And we'll be going to the judges. And I honestly think everyone should lose. However, there does have to be a winner, and it's probably Radiation. The only thing that happened in this fight was Radiation KO'd Claws by getting them flipped over using the screws. After that, there was pretty much nothing from both bots. And I'm going to go ahead and assume that Radiation won just because they actually did something before we had 2.5 minutes of absolutely nothing. In one of the worst fights we've ever seen, I think Radiation has come out on top, but let's see just to confirm it. And the winner is Radiation. And just like that, we started with 24 robots, and now we're down to just 16. Next week, we'll reveal the bracket, and then from there on, it's single elimination. Only one robot will take the New Blood Championship title. Who will it be? Find out next time on BattleBots at Home, the New Blood Special.